Hello, everybody, and you're very welcome back to the Cult of Cantona Irish Manchester United podcast. I am Paul Butler-Lennox, joined, as always, by Mr.
Damien Lumsden, come on United.
Iman, hello.
And Iman Jaffrey. Jaffrey, I've learned to pronounce correctly after working with him for 1 year.
Yeah.
How's everybody
Still
doing?
not quite right.
Jaffrey? Jafari?
No, it is, yeah.
Jafari.
Is it like Jafari, from Aladdin?
Aladdin.
Yeah.
He's a great. I love that film.
So we've been off for quite a few weeks. We did something online recently, but we wanted to get back in the studio and have and build the excitement for the pre-season games that are coming up next week. But also there's a couple of things we wanted to mention first. First of all, if you'd like to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Cult of Cantona and you can become a member. There's lots of really cool giveaways that we're working on there. And also, if you find us on social media, you'll see that we're doing some really cool giveaways. One that we haven't announced yet that we will be in the near future, but we're also giving away a 1996 signed Lee Sharp jersey, which will take pride of place in any man/woman cave. And it's a really cool thing. He signed it himself in front of me. We have a COA as in proof that we've that it was signed by him, and we're really excited to give that away. Have a look at our Facebook page and our socials and you'll find out how you can get that. And we're giving away a really cool thing then on the lead up to the opening day of the season, of which we will be at Old Trafford, so we're really excited about that. A couple of other things as well, some kind of housekeeping stuff. We have our supporters and partners, Legends 11, are doing 2 really cool events coming up over the next month. Check them out. Manchester United are taking on Letterkenny Rovers over the weekend of the 27th of July. So there's a meet and greet where you can meet some incredible players like Jaap Stam, Eric Jemba.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So good they named him twice.
Yeah.
And some brilliant players as well. 2BC kind of who's turning up, but definitely Jaap Stam and some other great ones. 27th of July in Donegal, the proceeds go to Letterkenny Rovers, and then Ballyfermot United and Ballyfermot Manchester United Supporters Club are having an event on Saturday the 3rd of August. It's going to be really cool. There's some great people there as well, great players, Jaap Stam, all the boys, and some really cool MCs and guests that are going to take part and will be involved. There's a meet and greet, then there is the afternoon game, and then a gala dinner, as there is also in Letterkenny as well coming up. Great opportunity to meet some of these people. Great opportunity to support local football. Get involved. You can find out all that information on the website, so check that out. Another quick thing as well. We just wanted to express some sympathy and condolences for the passing of Rob Blanchett, brilliant journalist that was a host on the Promised Land, a Manchester United podcast in the UK that we and I personally really enjoy. So it's a really sad day. So condolences to Scott Saunders and the lads over there. You do great work. I hope that somehow you find a way for the podcast to continue. We really enjoy the show.
Yeah, respect.
So moving on, new season, new optimism. How do we feel? How y'all feel?
Quite optimistic, actually.
Yeah.
Like we were saying before we went on air, that the way they're operating at the moment with signings and the new staff and the new coaching staff coming in, it's a very different approach and
it's like a Dutch oven.
Make United Dutch again.
Yeah.
It's been so effective, which is something we haven't said in the last 10 years. You know?
I think like the first couple of weeks now, it seems steadier and good business as well. I think so far, as we were saying, Xerxes and it's definitely. I'm definitely optimistic for Ten Hag signing a new contract. I gotta say, the 2-week thing, I mean, I get it now, but it was a little scary at the time. It's like, oh, they're going to get rid of him. Why are they taking so long? You know, like, did they not make up their mind before the FA Cup and all that jazz? But no, very optimistic.
So have they given him a 2-year contract, or is it a 1+1 kind of deal?
I think it's a rolling contract. So he had a year left, and I think they've given him they've extended it by 1 year.
Oh, right.
So it was a year, so he's 2 years left.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a rolling contract, as I understand it.
There seems to be a good vibe and good energy coming out of the club at the moment, which is very refreshing to see.
Welcome back, Ruud.
When they're not sacking staff left, right, and centre. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But Ruud, absolutely. I was going to get onto that. For those of you who don't know who Ruud van Nistelrooy is, he's a goal machine.
Yeah.
All he does is score goals, and if he can teach Hoyland, and if he can teach Xerxes if he comes in, and if Xerxes hasn't been confirmed, you can obviously see that Van Nistelrooy coming in is there to work with those two lads.
He's also got the best Adam's apple in the game.
His thyroids are working overtime.
I'm very excited to see what he'll do with Hoyland, though. You know, because Hoyland's always in the. I feel that Hoyland plays in similar positions that he used to. You know, right in front, like a predator, right in front of the goal. Do you know what I mean? And he still has work to do, probably on finishing here and there. So that's going to be really exciting to see how the forwards get along with Ruud there. Very exciting. Yeah.
I know very little about Rene Hake.
Rene Hake.
Yeah.
Hake.
Yeah.
Hake the bollocks.
Hake. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Love that fish.
Do we know anything about him? Obviously, didn't he? I think he finished. He was a manager in the Eredivisie, and he finished
with the Go Ahead Eagles. Which is a great football club name.
It's the best football name. It's right up there with Grasshoppers Zurich. Do we know an awful lot about him? I don't personally. It seems again more ingredients going into the Dutch oven just to make the perfect stew.
Yeah,
well, he was a first team coach. So was Ruud. You know, you're bringing in two first team managers as assistants.
I think they're going down the Ferguson route, because Ferguson, as you know, a lot of United fans will know, didn't actually take training. It was always Phelan or Brian Kidd or whatever. So Roy Keane, I was going to say Ferguson would be. Sorry, lads, didn't want to bring up. Don't mention the war. Fergie was very much off doing his thing,
betting on horses.
Winning Grand Nationals and
falling out with JP Magnier, JP McManus. But very much leaving it to the coaches, Kiros, Rene Mullison, all these lads to look after training. So with that in mind, what he's done ostensibly, I think, is brought two first team coaches in to manage the team now.
Yeah.
Because 90% of them speak Dutch now, so it makes sense that he brings in two Dutch
communication
lads.
Won't be a problem.
And by the way, we've just heard a report that Tyrell Malacia has been found safe and well,
alive and well.
So the phone line is now closed, so you don't have to. He's been spotted in Manchester, and he was at the new Jersey shoot there recently as well. So he's fine. Hopes and prayers.
Yeah.
The Van Nistelrooy thing seems to make sense. I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, he's someone who understands the club inside and out, and what it takes to win.
Yeah, I think that's important as well, and important for Ten Hag as well. Do you know what I mean? Is McLaren staying?
Seems that way.
Yeah. No, he hasn't. He hasn't been announced as leaving.
Van der Gaag is leaving. But
say that again.
Van der Gaag.
Van der Gaag.
Van der Gaag.
Mitchell van der Gaag.
Mitchell van der Gaag.
Van der Gaag.
Perfect.
Is leaving. But I think Steve McLachlan is staying.
So Steve is staying to be part of the process.
Yes, the process.
That's good. That's good. I mean, that's good, strong staff. I think. Yeah. You know what I mean? It really is.
How do we feel about who we're linked to? Obviously, Xerxes, I didn't see an awful lot of him. I did do a bit of homework. I know that his return ROI in terms of goals in Serie A wasn't amazing.
Not amazing, no.
But, if they're trying to mould two strikers to be, future killing machines, because they're still quite young, it seems as if he'll be his assists are actually quite good.
Yeah.
So he seems to provide a lot more than just goals. Like, I think that Bologna team finished 5th in Serie A or something like that, and they only scored like 52, 53 goals over the course of the game. And he scored like 20% of them, which is not terrible for a centre forward.
No, not at all.
If there's a way to get him and Hoyland into the team together, which I believe that there is by their different styles of play. Highland would be further up the pitch.
4-4-2.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do you think they're going back to it? Well, look what the cup final, which we didn't talk about in any great.
That's
depth.
right. Yeah.
Light and day, day and night rather. That's the United that on our best day we are.
Yeah.
We just totally strangled them in that game.
I think it's fascinating and also a little bit scary how important Lisandro Martinez is to the team, because
we've been talking about this for a year.
The entire like he comes back in the final and we were like a different side. You know what I mean? There was cohesion. It was very clear to see what we were trying to do.
Yeah. If you're saying cohesion, you can only use a Dutch accent.
That's all I got. Cohesion.
Cohesion.
Yeah. But,
he's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. So and the legit with him. Yeah. Did I get that right?
The legit.
He's legit, but those two at the back could be pretty solid, man.
I've seen online some people have reservations about De Ligt coming in, but
he's 24.
24 and
he's the youngest captain in Ajax history.
Yeah,
he was 18 at the time.
Good.
Look at all the players he's bringing in. Nobody's older than 25, 26. I don't think at the moment. That's exciting. That's good. Do you know what I mean? That's fresh legs and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
So I think everybody we're linked to at the moment.
Again,
I think De Ligt would be the perfect partner for Martinez.
I think
really do.
Yeah, I think what he's going for is that mixture of kind of age and experience coupled with kind of up and coming,
and that price as well. Like, was it 42 million for De Ligt?
Yeah. Thanks.
Are you kidding me?
That's delicious.
Delightful.
Delicious.
So if 42 million for him, 40 I think it was for Xerxes.
For Xerxes, yeah.
And that's that's good business that we haven't been used to in ages.
That's lads doing
million be gone.
On
one player.
That's the backroom team doing work on that from like the last kick of the ball last season.
Yeah.
You know, and we haven't done that for years. So that is a huge indicator as to the way where things are going forward.
I think the De Ligt deal is almost a bit opportunistic as well, because I think from the reports it seems like Euro and Brantwaite were the main targets. And
I was excited about Brantwaite as well.
I think he's brilliant.
But they priced him out of it.
They priced him out of it, but like Bayern be willing to sell De Ligt to bring in, I think it's Jonathan Tah that want to bring in, and willing to do a deal on a lower price. I think that's like kind of pushed us towards that, and I'm super okay with it. I think he's brilliant.
I'm a bit confused as to who he's how the players that potentially that he's going to hold on to. How do we feel about Amrabat hanging around?
No. Terrified we might sign him permanently.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that we're probably going to have to hang on to the likes of Amrabat, maybe even a Casemiro, because while it looks good and we've got like the 2 or 3 players below 25 and all, it's a rebuild. So it's possible that we might need to hang on to them as squad players all through next season, and then go again in the January transfer window again next summer, and get younger and younger and younger. That's what I can see at the moment that they're possibly going to be dealing with the team. Do you know what I mean?
I'd keep Eriksson over Amrabat, to be honest. If he's like, if we've got 6 midfielders and Eriksson's the 6th choice just to bring onto a game when it's 1-0, 2-0, just see it out, hold on to the ball. He'll be perfect.
Yeah, Eriksson did look good in the Euros in at points, and you're like, oh, that's why we bought him.
He shouldn't be starting games, but if it's a cup game or he's coming on in the last 20 minutes to just hold on to the ball.
I'd argue that he should be starting games to get a foothold in games and then taking off.
Yeah, I'd argue that as well. Some games, but we're going in now. We've got Europe. We've got it all. We've got all 4 competitions to go in for. So that's why I'm thinking, say, Amrabat. We don't know what's happening with Casemiro. We'll probably have, as you said earlier before we went on,
old cement legs.
Yeah,
we'd have to wait for the Saudi transfer thing to open to know. If
I think that's on the 18th of July that it opens.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And what do we know about Manuel Ugarte?
Not much.
He's Uruguayan, correct?
He is, yeah.
Uruguayan,
and he's had a great tournament at the Copa America, apparently, from what I've heard. A very different profile of number 6 that we've been looking at before.
Yeah.
I think De Jong was the primary target for over the last couple of years, where you want to play kind of more of a possession-based game, while Ugarte is more like a traditional destroyer, kind of limited on the ball, but really good at covering ground and
a shithouser.
Yeah.
I'd love to shit like anyone that can shithouse as well as Martinez can.
My only
Is welcome.
My only like concern with it regard is if you're trying to play a possession based game, he'll be the very obvious trigger for like an opposition press. You know, the minute the ball they're going to press him because he is kind of limited on the ball.
Yeah,
he plays them very safe. You know, he's not very like, and he's great at it. You know, just winning the ball back in 5 yards to a much more capable player. But if you're playing against a City or a Liverpool, you're going to get pressed to death the minute he gets the ball, you know?
Yeah, Well, maybe not with their Matt Lucas in charge now at Liverpool. And I believe in Valencia they're looking at Big Willie.
Villarreal.
They
just agreed a deal this morning.
Spanish
I think
love
10
Big
million,
Willies.
yeah. It's not bad. 10 million for a 6th choice centre back.
I think he's I think he's a victim of his own little bit of success last season. I think he walked into an office this week and he said, you know, I want to start, and he went,
fair play to him.
Fair play to you, but we're going to sell you now.
Yeah,
because you know he's 19, so
apparently there's a buyback clause as well. So
I like him. Well. I really like him. I think when he came in, he made one howler of a mistake, but in general, over the course of the season, he was really solid last season when he came in.
Well, it shows ambition that he wants to go start, you know, somewhere rather than be a backup.
And Hannibal's back, isn't he?
Is he?
He's back in training. You can't miss that here.
Do you know who else is back in training?
Our boy Jaden.
Our boy Jaden Sancho.
We're all big fans of Jaden on this podcast.
The second that we saw a picture of him in training and we have our little chat, our little WhatsApp chat, it went absolutely haywire. Yeah. Paul's like, save it for the show.
Danger! Red alert! Red alert! I personally like him, but as my dad said,
you like Sancho
at times, yeah. Now hold on, I have to say this personally. At times, I do like him, and he shows flashes of when he's playing well. But he needs to be number one. He needs to feel as if he's the Ronaldo of the team. Yeah. That's ultimately why it's not going to work. I think he could do well if he went somewhere else. But again, just big-headedness, and I'm the boss here, and you know, Jesse Lingard type stuff. So
that's what it feels like, doesn't it? It feels like the Pogba Lingard sort of, you know, like do you remember Wayne Rooney telling the story that, you know, they'd just been beaten or something and he came in the next day dancing, listening to music, video games late at night, all that sort of thing, you know. I don't know how I feel about.
Nobody wants to buy him. Clearly nobody wants to buy him. If he's coming back and he has no choice but to be forced into a room with Ten Hag to talk about it.
Well, it seems they cleared the air, apparently, according to reports.
Did they clear the air though because you know, he wants to look like he's cooperating so as he can actually get someone.
Move.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great lad. Come buy him. You know, 60 million, fantastic dude.
Yeah.
Hard worker, professional.
I wonder if Ten Hag got his apology.
No, I don't think they did. Ultimately, someone has to fold, don't they, in order for a person to apologise? And I think they're two very arrogant. One in a positive way and one in a negative way.
Is there an argument for second chances?
I was just going to say that. I think credit to Ten Hag for like if that is indeed the case, giving him a second chance or even helping him get a move. That's not bad by the manager in that respect. So yeah.
We'll see how it goes. He'd probably get a couple of games in pre-season, I think.
Mind you, if he played well in pre-season, then the beginning of next season he started like back to his best, we'd be eating our words possibly, you know. So
yeah. Football fan memories are really short.
Yeah,
they really are though.
I can't see it happening though. I don't know. I'd rather we got rid of him. It seems like too much hassle.
Yeah. And I'm not bringing this up because I want to like bait Ronaldo, you know, but I just wanted to chat briefly about him in the Euros.
I'm crying on the pitch. I've never seen anything like it, man. It was actually, you'd think it'd be kind of funny, but it wasn't. It was heartbreaking because you see like one of the greatest to ever do it kind of come to terms with his own
Samson losing his hair vibes.
Yeah, he kind of like accepted on that pitch that moment that he's not what he used to be, you know, and
the free kicks and stuff like that. Like he was just given free reign and they were.
It sabotaged Portugal's chances.
I think
like it really did.
Yeah, I really think.
I felt sorry for them because player for player, one of their games at the start, I remember just seeing. There's subs, but I thought it was the starting lineup.
Yeah, it's
looking forward to pre-season. A lot of managers are all complaining now. Now with the amount of sponsors and obligations that they have to sponsors, etc., etc. They, especially with United's new deal with Snapdragon, we have to be doing this. But I mean, is it necessary to travel all over the world? It's nothing new. I mean, they went to South Africa in 1993. I mean, there's nothing new there. But do the players really need this?
It's not about the players. It's purely sponsorship money, and
I think it's it's just one of them unnecessary evils, really. Well, it's necessary for the commercial side of the club, no doubt. Yeah. Glaziers will be non-negotiable on something like this, especially in the US. Yeah. So United are one of, if not the biggest team in the world. So I think that if you look at the other big teams, they probably have to do the same thing, don't they? And the fan base in the United States has grown like you wouldn't believe, especially with their league and stuff like that. So necessary, shite, but necessary.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Ten Hag feels the same.
I always look forward to the first couple of games of pre-season when you can see some of the younger lads playing,
True.
See what's coming up, especially with the season the under-18s had last year.
Yeah.
There's some very talented kids coming through there, and it's always a good time watching them, get a bit more of an idea of what's coming through.
I mean, last year, you remember Sancho had a really good pre-season, did he?
Well, we saw him when they played here last time round.
We were at that match.
And Mainu looked promising, and then in the pre-season, if I'm remembering,
yeah,
correctly,
he did. And then he got injured.
Then he got injured, and I was like, oh, I'd like to see more of that kid. And then, my God, think about him, man. He's had a good World Cup. He was like from was it the under-19s, right? Straight into coming on as a sub, then starting, then straight into all within less than a year.
Yeah,
19 years old.
Most likely going to start tomorrow,
and he should.
Yeah, he should.
Incredible story.
He when he's on form, whatever team he's playing for wins.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's pivotal, man. And even Rice was saying it. Declan Rice had some really good things to say about Mainu, because the two of them were like, I think Mainu would have played him through or something stupid like that, and Rice didn't run from him, and Mainu gave him an earful, right? But in a very calm sort of way, and Rice is like, look, this kid's 19, this is actually really good. So yeah,
he shows that Declan Rice up for what he is, which is a pretty okay midfield.
No, I disagree.
Well, we'll agree to disagree. I think he's a C star T. I suppose a good way to kind of round things off and finish would be to talk very, very briefly, because it's a big news story this week, would be the appointment of Heimir Hallgrímsson.
Who?
Hallgrímsson.
Who the hell is that?
Hallgrímsson.
He was actually at the Bohemians match last night.
Was he? So he was at the Shells game and then the Bows game, the Shells game during the week.
Doing his due diligence.
A very look. Clearly, the man is a good manager of people. You can see that, but the FAI kind of going on he was the player, he was the manager we were always out for.
I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Hard to tell how many people they approached and got rejected by.
Clearly, they were in for Solskjaer. They were in for Solskjaer. He didn't get it. He turned it down. Clearly.
He didn't get it. We were waiting for Hallgrímsson.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit concerned about it. I just think the FAI just don't learn from their mistakes.
I agree.
I think that ultimately you need a name, or you need someone of which the Irish football fans are, especially kind of grassroots, League of Ireland type fans, don't put up with any bullshit, and they should have, in my opinion, hired the likes of a Keane or a big name. And I'll tell you why: to get people into the stadium again, because every game that I've been to, and I've been to about 5 in the last year and a half, it's half empty.
Yeah.
They just don't seem to be learning by their mistakes. Get a Keane in, it'll get people into the stadium, create an atmosphere.
Let us bring drinks to the seats.
Yeah, come on, can we just look at?
Do you know? I went to see the NFL. It was Navy against Notre Dame.
Yeah, college football.
College football. Got free tickets from some guy who went up, and you could bring your drinks in and your hot dogs and everything, no problem. Yeah. Right, but they don't allow it for the football. Is that right?
It's disgusting, isn't it?
What the hell is
that? At Lansdowne or at any of the League of Ireland matches, they don't even serve. They don't even serve alcohol in the stadium.
Oh my God. Yeah.
No, you can understand. you know, that maybe at League of Ireland games, because it can be a little
Sure.
rowdy
Yeah.
sometimes.
Sure,
okay.
I've seen it.
Well, like
But
a Lansdowne
the
road,
national
like,
stadium, I don't know, man, and it's more money as well. You know,
Do they not have plastics?
They do, because I was using them at the NFL game, so there's no.
yeah. If you go to a rugby match, you get a
Here,
plastic cup. Like.
how did you feel about O'Shea?
I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I would have liked to have seen him been given a proper.
Why wasn't he?
Proper
Was there a
run.
reason? Or they just
I don't know. It was all quite hush. He was just gone. He took two, but I would have liked. But and that goes in line with what you were saying. You know, somebody that we know.
Yeah.
You know, like if he, they're all young players, and if he did a good job, then might put some more bums on seats. You know what I mean?
this man nutmeg Luis Figo, like you know, he's a fucking legend.
Yes, he did. Do you remember that? Yeah.
It's a pity. I don't think John O'Shea's ego will allow him to be part of the setup, but I think they were potentially looking at the potential of O'Shea coming back in and being part of the team. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be storing another man's football porridge, as it were.
Well, we'll give him a chance. We'll see what he's like. You know.
It'd be great
We
to see
can't-
John O'Shea go back in and you know.
Hopefully he stays with them, I guess. Yeah.
And work on grassroots level and in some capacity.
Yeah. Well, you wish Halgrim's, just for the good of Irish football, you wish him well, you know. And hopefully,
Of
he
course,
can,
yeah,
hopefully he can surprise us all. And
Is a big part of him being hired because he managed the Iceland team that bet England that time? Is
was he the manager of the
I think
Irish?
he
Was
was.
he? Yeah.
He was
Or the assistant?
They did dual role. There was two managers.
Oh,
And he's also a dentist.
Yeah, because he's got a full time
Really?
job as a
Has he got a practice over here in Dublin? I need work.
Well, let's hope it's not like pulling teeth watching to see him.
Hey.
Watching him get
see
time
play.
off. He couldn't get time off for the England game, so the other guy had to take the game.
Yeah.
Wow.
We managed Jamaica before as well.
Is
and-
that true?
Yeah. I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah.
He had lots of appointments. That
So
day.
guys, if you'd like to, if you like the cut of our collective jibs, and you want to support the show going forward, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can tell a mate about it. You can follow us on Facebook, and we also have a group on Facebook called the Cult of Cantona. You can join that. There's banter there, threads, jokes, all that type of stuff. And you can support the show on buymeacoffee.com/Cult of Cantona. Become a member, and it helps us to keep the lights on. It helps us to create more content and to travel to events, etc., etc. So a huge thanks to our supporters. Xpro, go to xpro.ie for all of your I was going to say film and TV.
Yeah.
All of your sports sportswear needs in terms of kits for your clubs and any kind of bespoke design stuff that you're looking for. They're a great bunch there, especially Mick. Thanks for your support. And also Legends 11, who do incredible work highlighting grassroots football in Ireland and in the UK. My thanks to Mr. Damien Lumsden, Iman Jaffrey.
Perfect.
Iman Jaffrey. And guys, we'll catch you next time, and hopefully here's to a Spanish European Championship win.
Hell yeah.
Arriba!
And come on, United.